was a professional artist for years and years and years. And so when I grew up, we basically grew up in a Michaels. Like, if you wanted to sculpt something, it's over here. If you want to paint something, it's over here. And she really made sure that we had as much stuff as we needed to be creative. And I didn't excel at school, and so I left high school way earlier than I should have. And it was just a really nice way of saying I dropped out. And I moved to Boise, and I was working at this little breakfast restaurant and still painting a ton. And you don't, it's just kind of like a, I don't even want to say like a coping mechanism, but it was always my hobby, we'll put it that way. And at the restaurant that I worked at, the guy I ended up apprenticing under, his shop was behind the restaurant, just down a block. So he'd come in every week for lunch, and I didn't really have anything to do because I was too young. I had applied for college, but I couldn't move yet. And so I go over to his tattoo shop and hang out and get to talk to the customers and sit when people were getting really squirmy and hold hands. And it was just a really comfortable environment for me because you got to put your painting on someone that got to leave. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. Like, your artwork gets to go and live and get married and have kids and get old, and that concept was so cool, but it hadn't really crossed my mind. And after a couple years of hanging out in the shop constantly, I had kind of hit a fork in the road where I'm either going to go up out of state and go to college, or they had offered me a tattoo apprenticeship. It was basically just, hey, how would you like to get paid to hang out instead of just hanging out all the time, because I was in there painting and doodling and helping out as much as I could, and it made more sense than leaving. And I did not expect to like it as much as I did. And so they opened up a tattoo shop right when I turned 19. And so I've been tattooing since 2007. And it clicked. It made sense immediately. So yeah, I don't know, just something that you get to do that you really, really love, and then there's this whole other avenue that you get to do. Because my grandmother's an artist, all my mom's siblings are artistic in some aspect, and it's just kind of, you learn this thing and you stick with it. And I grew up learning this thing, and then I got to do something totally opposite with it, and then you get to know people. And I'm a super nosy person, as you know, so that's my favorite part, is I get to be nosy and learn all the things about people and create these really cool pieces that it takes my art, but then it gives it a different life because then it's your perspective on it. So I could tattoo a flower 1,000 ways or paint a flower 1,000 ways, but when somebody says, this is for my grandmother, and this was the kind that she liked, and this is the one from her garden, like, it gives you something to really like challenge yourself with, and then your canvas is moving the whole time. So then there's an extra element of it, and then it goes on and out into the world. You don't have to hang it up on a wall and let it sit and move on. It just keeps rotating out. So that's why I like it. I was there for 7 years, and it was a really, really, really great environment to just not have to worry about the business aspect of anything, that you could just really immerse yourself. And tattoo apprenticeships are terrifying and so satisfying because you have a family, no matter what. You spend more time with the people that you're apprenticing under than you do with your own family, you ever will, with your whole family. It's day in and day out, and yeah, it's fun, and you're hanging out and drawing all day long, but then the other aspect of it is you're in people's blood all day long, so then there's the element of like having to be safe and having someone to look over you and make sure that you're doing everything. There's kind of like a parent aspect where you have that immediate, I don't know, correction where you need it. So I got a lot of really structured learning from there, and I did a 4-year apprenticeship with them, and then did 3 years per this contract that I signed. And then after that, it just made more sense to be in Meridian, kind of get out and do my own thing and get a little bit of space. You know, when you learn as much as you can in one environment, and then it's like, okay, I need another challenge. I need another aspect of this. And so that was the next step for that, was to get out and see if I could actually do it on my own. So we opened in 2014. We've been open 4 years now. That's so cool. I had this whole idea that it was just going to be a little space for, you know, getting to know people really intimately and cozy, and never wanted to work with anybody ever again. I feel very fortunate to be in the job that I am, because when I started it was just, oh cool, put my paintings on people. But now I really get to be a part of people, and it's a really sacred position to me.